Y'all, Beyonce just stepped into the DDG versus Halle situation, and it looks like DDG is about to learn the hard way why people are scared to mess with Roc Nation and Parkwood. Well, Halle has been in a toxic situation with DDG for a long time now, but it blew up a couple of days ago when she filed a restraining order against him and accused him of DV. Now, DDG has been fighting back and claiming that Halle is crazy, a jealous ex, and it's not looking good for Halle either. But with Beyonce in her corner, well, it looks like we are about to see the showdown of the year between these two. So let's get right into this drama. Okay, so when DDG and Halle first got together, he probably never thought that he would have to deal with being on Beyonce's bad side. But a messy breakup with Halle later, and he's out here claiming that Beyonce is allegedly threatening to end him if he keeps speaking on Halle. Well, the interesting thing here is that DDG is not the only one making this claim, because fans have also accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of manipulating the situation. It's kind of hard to imagine Beyonce taking time out of her Cowboy Carter tour to try to threaten little old DDG, but that's what he's claiming, and that's what the streets are also trying to say. So let's break down all these little claims. Now, there have been claims that Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly interfere in the lives of their artists, which is why fans are buying up DDG's claims about Beyonce. But the thing is, these same people who are accusing Beyonce of trying to cover up for Halle are the same people who have been accusing Beyonce of deliberately trying to sabotage Chloe and Halle's careers for her own selfish benefits. So Chloe and Halle are signed to Beyonce's label Parkwood Entertainment. So you think that they be thriving, right? I mean, we have Queen Bee in your corner, and all the buzz of social media should be a recipe for success, especially when it comes to Chloe's solo project. But here's the plot twist. Some folks are saying that Beyonce might have actually played a part in why Chloe's album didn't do that well. So let's get into this whole Beyonce effect, because there's a growing sentiment that Chloe and Halle might have been set up to fail, intentionally or not. And listen, no shade to Bee, she's an icon, period, but we gotta admit that not everything she touches outside of her own music turns to gold. Listen, we was all ready to shake our derriere and dairy on, but that fizzled out. Then it was Ivy Park. It had its struggles, and now Parkwood Entertainment, well, people are starting to question if this label situation is really helping artists or just killing their shine. Because Chloe and Halle signed with Parkwood probably felt like a no-brainer at the time. I mean, who wouldn't want Beyonce backing them? But now some people are starting to wonder if it was the best move for their careers. Bee's a legend, no doubt, but she's got a lot of million things going on between touring her own music, business ventures, and family. It's hard to believe that she has any time to really focus on developing other artists besides Blue Ivy, obviously. And honestly, when you look at her track record as a label boss, it's kind of hit or miss. Chloe and Halle have definitely had some success, but most of other artists signed to Parkwood haven't gone very far. Now with Chloe's album flopping, people are starting to wonder and worry that she might be following the same path as other Parkwood artists like Ingrid Burley and Sophie Bean, whoever they are. But Halle, on the other end, has been a bit more successful than Chloe, but most of that success has been in movies. Her music hasn't been hitting as much as people expect, and even though they make a lot of buzz on social media, they don't really perform as well as you'd expect on the charts. Well, fans have been saying that Beyonce might have been sabotaging Chloe and Halle's careers on purpose because she was trying to leave the big spot open for Blue Ivy. And with Blue eating up on the Cowboy Carter stage, the rumors are starting to get stronger and stronger. But let's say it's kind of wild that the same people who think that Beyonce signed Halle just to ruin her career are now threatening DDG because of Halle. Now, I'm not saying that DDG is lying, because, well, at the end of the day gonna end, and Halle is still signed to Parkwood Entertainment, and it's their job to protect their artists. If there is one thing that we know about Parkwood and Roc Nation lawyers, is that they do not play. But interestingly, this is not the first time that Jay-Z and Beyonce have been accused of interfering in their artists' personal lives, because Roc Nation and Jay-Z were accused of something similar when fans started to talk about how Jay-Z had set up Tory Lanez to take the fall for Megan's shooting. Now, Tory himself claimed that he was threatened by someone from Roc Nation who told him to keep quiet and not speak out about the case.
2 days after that, I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement.
Now, after Tory was found guilty, things got real wild. Jay-Z's name got pulled straight up into that drama, and suddenly folks were throwing around accusations that he bribed the jury. And Tory's father, who had been outspoken this whole time, went off outside the courthouse. In a fiery speech, he pointed fingers at Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and accused them of flexing their power to manipulate the outcome of the trial. He didn't hold back either, and he straight up claimed Jay-Z played a direct role in making sure Tory got convicted.
I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witness the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z. You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tall and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They
met with our witness.
Now, Tory's dad wasn't pulling any punches. He went as far as to accuse Jay-Z of getting into one of his key witnesses, Sean Kelly. According to him, Sean's whole vibe changed after allegedly meeting with some folks from Roc Nation. At first, Sean's testimony actually seemed to lean in Tory's favor, but later on, this tone reportedly shifted, and Tory's dad believes that this wasn't just a coincidence. He suspects Sean may have been influenced or even paid off. It was a bold accusation that only stirred the pot more, and Tory's camp was basically hinting that there was way more going on behind the scenes than anybody knew, painting a picture of Roc Nation quietly pulling strings to sway the outcome. Well, the whole case was already messy, but this just added another layer of chaos and controversy.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tall and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met on Saturday.
With our witness.
So when Halle's situation with DDG popped up a couple of days ago, fans immediately accused her of being backed by Beyonce. She filed a restraining order against him and asked for full custody of their son Halo, which she got. And according to reports, Halle was granted sole legal and physical custody of her 16-month-old son Halo, Saint, whom she welcomed in December 2023 with ex-boyfriend DDG. She requested sole custody of the toddler after she alleged the 27-year-old rapper, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., abused her physically and emotionally. The temporary restraining order, which orders the Twitch streamer to remain over 100 yards away from Bailey and Halo at all times, expires on the court hearing scheduled for June 4, 2025. But that's not all, because she also requested an order to prevent child abduction, saying that DDG has a history of abusing her, taking away or hiding Halo from her, threatening to take away or hide Halo from her, and not cooperating with her in parenting. Bailey asked that the judge order DDG not to travel with Halo without her written permission and to turn in or not apply for passports or other important documents for their son. If she does travel with Halo with her permission, she's asking the judge to order that DDG provide his travel schedule, copies of round-trip airline tickets, addresses, and phone numbers where they can be reached, and an open airline ticket for her if Halo is not returned. However, some fans are convinced that Halle is deliberately trying to keep Halo away from his father, and that DDG is playing out of his league. And DDG is rich and famous, but he has less influence and power than Beyonce. And if she's really backing Halle, well, fans are saying that DDG might want to kiss his parental rights goodbye. But if Halle's claims in her restraining order court documents are real, then DDG losing custody of his child might have less to do with Beyonce and more to do with DDG's own alleged behavior. Because Halle claimed that he was irresponsible with Halo, saying Daryl lacks an understanding of how his actions impact Halo. He is often verbally abusive towards me in front of Halo. On March 7, 2025, Daryl was verbally and physically abusive towards me while holding Halo while visiting my home. He often demands to see Halo when it suits him, yet leaves Halo with his mother while he travels. He will not communicate with me about a proper schedule for Halo. She then accused DDG of inciting his fans to bully her, saying, I also asked the court to order Daryl to cease and desist from posting and or streaming on any and all platforms about Halo and or me, including but not limited to YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter X. He is a YouTube and Twitch blogger and creates a fan frenzy by making false claims about me. This has caused me to feel afraid and victimized. His fans then threaten me. I'm often scared for my life and Halo's safety. Free Halo has become a slogan online. She added, whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts bad-mouthing me to his several millions of fans. He claims I am withholding our son and that I'm with other men. As a result, I then receive threats and hate on social media. He seems to try to set up drama for his fans, and he goes live ranting about me and alleges that I am keeping keeping Halo from him. This is false. I have requested a set schedule, which he refuses. She also called him out for purposely stirring up trouble during her big moments, saying he had a habit of creating drama to throw her off. According to her, he pulled the same stunt at the most recent Met Gala, making the night more stressful than it needed to be. She wrote, "On May 5th, 2025, the night of the Met Gala, Daryl started up again online. He went live on his Twitch channel, voicing that he was unable to see his son, implying that I was keeping Halo from him. He then created a firestorm of media around freeing Halo from me. The timing of his Twitch post was intended to ruin my night, which it did. I could not concentrate or be present at the Met Gala. I was worried about the situation again. Every time this happens, I feel scared, anxious, and worried about Halo's safety, as well as my own. I have noticed a pattern of Daryl doing this when I have events related to my career, although I'm trying to work hard to provide for our son." But the really concerning allegations was when she claimed that he allegedly put hands on her in front of their son. She wrote, "On January 18th, 2025, Daryl called me and said he was coming over to get Halo. I let him into my house and asked him politely when he would bring Halo back. I have repeatedly asked Daryl to please set a schedule. He did not want to talk and refused to tell me when he would bring Halo back. The discussion continued as I walked with him outside to assist to put Halo in the car seat. I was buckling the baby into his seat and physically got into the back seat to adjust the car seat. I had left my front door open and was not even fully dressed as I was not even wearing shoes. Daryl kept repeating, 'Get out of my car, B.' She continued, Halo was crying. I repeatedly pleaded with him to stop calling me a B. I felt very nervous that he was taking Halo with him and was very agitated. I did not feel safe leaving a baby with him in this state. I also wanted to know when he would bring Halo back. He would not tell me. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain." Y'all, this is crazy, and it has Halle's fans wondering one thing. Is Beyonce helping Halle, her protege, escape a messy, toxic situation with her child, or is she trying to bring down a successful black man and prevent him from being a present father to his son? Y'all, this is a toss-up, and I don't know who's telling the truth or not, or whose side to be on, but I gotta know what y'all think about this. Drop your thoughts and comments below, and then check out this next video.